Okay, so in this video, we are going to look at how we can visualize some of the data or just the distribution of some of the data in a shapefile. So we have these watersheds across the United States, and we can see if we right click and then look at the attribute table that we have things like mean elevation, mean area, or just area, the perimeter. And we might want to say like, okay, so what elevations do these watersheds cover, right? And so one way to do that is to look at a histogram. So we can right click. So I'm going to show that again. We have the elevation header here. We can right click on that and then click statistics. And it's going to show us a histogram. So these bars here that are higher mean there are more watersheds in this elevation band than out here. And you can also see that it shows us the mean and designates the mean with this bar here. And then if we go over into the chart properties, we can also click and show a median line, and we can show standard deviation as well. So you can click that off. We can also control the number of bins. So I could make there a lot more bins or a lot less. And we can also compare it to what a normal distribution would look like. So not surprisingly, since the type of data this is not anywhere near normal. Take that off. And so that's how you can look at a histogram of your data. But another thing that you might want to do is to look at a histogram and also look at a histogram of just data that you have selected, or show a histogram that shows the data you have selected and how it compares to the data, the full data set. So what we're going to do here is just drop out of this really quickly so we can see the map a little bit easier. So I'm going to close all this and didn't mean to do that. I'm going to clear a selection. So what I'm going to do is I want to select basically the Appalachian watersheds. And so I'm going to click lasso. And then what I can basically do is just draw. I'm holding down the left click button, selecting all the watersheds. This is very rough, that I would consider to be in the Appalachians. And now we have all those selected. So now we can open up this chart again by creating it the same way that we did, or we can just double click on it and it'll bring up the same one. And now look at this. So here you have, this shows you the distribution of what we have selected compared to what we have for the whole data set. And you can also, if you hover over this, you can see that this is filter by selection. So if we click that, this shows us just what we have selected. And now the mean and median are for just what we have selected. But if we click off of that, then we can see we have the mean and median are for the whole data set, but we can see the highlighted watersheds that we have in here. And if you, there are a number of different ways to save this. You could take a screenshot of it, or if you click down here, you can export this data as a table or export it as a graphic, so that you can save it and put it in a report or something like that. So that's that. It's a way to look at the histogram for data in an attribute table.